So she fine. She fine. But it just go. In our last segment, we were just finishing up talking about how many white women, white females, and that they are so comfortable with just saying certain things. They're just very comfortable with using. I'm going to go into our topic, because our topic of conversation, and Dr. Fight must be running a little late, and he'll jump in here. But our topic of conversation was about the use of that N-word in every aspect. But what's more disturbing to me, I think, and I don't know if it's even more disturbing, but seeing it on social media, and young people using that word, especially young females using the N-word with the I on it. I mean, not with the ER on it, or the GGA on it, on the end of it. Either way, and I'm talking about the word nigga or nigger, or however they say it. Either way, that term is highly offensive. Truly offensive.
When you go in there like, I want blank who do X, Y, Z, and it's like, why you just can't say I want a decent man?
Right. Why do you have to refer?
Because then guess what? When you put that out there, when you put out, I want a nigga to do X, Y, Z, that's why you get the ones that want to beat on you. They want to beat on you.
Whether they black, white, brown, whatever.
It don't matter.
When you put right.
That's why you get what you get.
Yep.
So maybe if you change your verbiage or your speaking,
there you go.
Maybe you'll get a man that is worthy of you and that deserves you. Maybe that's what you'll get.
And Brianna makes a valid statement. When you put that out there, I want what was the thing? One of the things you read. I'm looking for all these tied ends.
I'm tired of all these niggas. I want a strong nigga. I want a nigga that's gonna do what I need him to do. Well, guess what? He gonna do what he needs to do.
And that's
when
what
you say something out loud to him, he gonna bust you in your face. That's what he gonna do.
But let's say this: do you understand how derogatory and offensive that word is?
And that's that point. But there's also this point. You get mad. You're up there putting out social media as a young black female. But then you turn around and get mad when a white police officer or a white
says that word exactly.
Stop saying it, and if you don't say that, other people will say that to you.
Well, or they will recognize how truly offensive it is. I always tell people, do you understand where that word come from? Do you understand the meaning of that word nigga, or nigga that you guys use all the time? That word was used.
Your ancestors got beat.
Right. That word was used to dehumanize another person, another human being whose blood flows just like yours. That word was used to batter, to dehumanize, to tell you that you are less than, that you are not worthy of. So when you rappers and other people, there you go, boo. So when you rappers and other people go on social media networks and you use that word, and then you become offended by the fact that other people are using that word. My question to you is why? Why are you offended by somebody calling you that when you call yourself that? Okay. Dr. Fight, I'm joining in. Hi, Dr. Fight. How are you on this Monday?
I'm all right. How about y'all?
We're doing pretty good. Did you have a good holiday?
I think he had a little bit too much fun for the holiday.
Brianna said you had too much fun for the holiday.
Oh, I just chilled a little bit.
You just chilled a little bit.
Cooked a little bit.
Okay.
What the
What was that? Okay, so Dr. Fight, we're talking about the use of the N-word, the nigga and the nigger, all of that. Because I've been finding that it's so many young people that goes on social media and they use this word. And I said, do they really understand how that word was used, what is meant when someone calls you that word? And it's offensive to me. And I see a lot of young women especially going on there and they use it as saying, I want me this so-and-so, this N-word, to do this and this. What do you say to a young woman who writes that or even says something like that on social media, using an N-word?
Well, That's a loaded question.
I know.
So, for years, this had historical preservation on the word Negro when it was first introduced. It, the black race had no negative value. It wasn't until the work from our Caucasian to refer to us as Negro. That's where the word came from. So Negro of the word historically was to describe a group of people,
Right.
American race, but the word. So we now use it as a term here. We more so use it now. So you hear females call each other BITCH. You hear gay and lesbians call each other be a faggot or something of that nature. Out of relationship with one another, they feel like it's a work of empowerment. They begin to refer to each other and use it and say it with no negative connotation whatsoever. And so African Americans do the same with the girls. It out of relationship refer to you as mine, and any other word of language. But other groups don't share that same relationship. You're not welcome to use the word in the same manner.
But my thought is that's a word that black people should never use, and that's a word that you definitely should not. When a rap artist, a music artist put this in their words, do you really understand? I don't care what you think you're trying to translate. What is coming across that you're still dehumanizing yourself as well as people of your race. I don't understand why that is so complicated for people to just get. That is a word that should never be used. And especially, we should never use that word. And I'm not naive enough to say that as black people. I don't hear it all the time like, hey, what's up, nigga? Well, I know that. But what I don't like to do is that don't put it in what you want to profess to be as music. And then other people are saying it. And then you get offended and say, but I said it, but you can't. So what is it it's going to take for people to really understand if that word is not okay? Take the word out of your vocabulary.
Well, and I would dare say, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. The argument goes on both sides of it. Those who are rightly that shouldn't use the word are the ones who do use the word are saying you can repurpose anything in life. You take words now. When you hear the word bomb, think of something very explosive. But when you say you are the bombs, you have just repurposed the word to mean what you want it to mean. You've taken it out of its original context, redefined it, and repurposed it for what you want. So the same individual.
I hear you with that. I
have repurposed.
Yeah.
Dr. Fight, she ain't feeling that one.
No, I ain't feeling that one, Dr. Fight. I love you, but I understand your explanation. But how can you say they're repurposing the word when as a rapper themselves, if they hear somebody else saying it and in their song, they gonna get offended by if a white person is repeating what they just said in their own music. So how is that? There's no way that's repurposing it. If they still feel offended when another race is saying it.
That's because it goes back to what I said earlier about the relation. Due to the fact that you don't have that relationship, when it comes out of your mouth, automatically you carry a certain level of connotation. So, and I'm not saying you should use these words. I'm just saying that the mentality that people have when they use these words, a lot of times they don't think of the negative connotation that comes with it. They use it as a term of endearment. Power within that culture and within that demographic of people. And so what we gotta understand a lot of times is I don't share that with you. So I'm not I'm not your N word. I don't have that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, or you know, if you don't have that relationship with me, we just walk around calling each other. We don't have that kind of
Right.
Not nobody.
No, right, exactly. I feel her exactly.
But a lot of people walk around, you know, calling each other those words, and they laugh about it, and it's because out of that relationship, that word, and giving it some level of empowerment, which, whether or not you agree with it, this is typically the mentality behind why people feel so quickly words within their own culture. Because if another man calls it that, then since you don't share that relationship, it carries on a negative connotation.
Okay, now I will say this much. I have friends and we don't call each other the B word. Now I see a friend like, okay, hey heifer, it's that point, but we ain't doing it. Cause you called me B, it's gonna be one. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, who talking to? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. It's just certain words and limits as friend we have that we're not gonna say certain stuff to each other because we're not gonna accept a man or another woman saying that. So I'm not gonna accept that from a friend. And I've seen that where you see women, their friend be like, hey B. And you get mad when somebody else call you, and I'm like, but you just let her say that to you. How you? Like,
Yep.
you can't be contradicting. You can't say, oh, I'm going to say
Valid
this to
point.
you.
Yep.
But then somebody else say it to you, you want to get the attitude. You can't have it both ways.
And that's
you can't have your ice cream and your cake too.
And right, that's what I'm saying. Dr. Fighter said it's a mentality. So what is it going to take to change that mentality? Because I'm sure as children, you grow up and maybe they don't teach it like they should in school, but you learn your history. You learn Black history. You learn when you watch a movie or you read a book and you hear like somebody like in what was the movie that Jamie Foxx now was in?
The Django.
Okay, Django. A lot of kids knew Django, and you heard that word, that term. They had the term house nigga, the term nigga. So how can you not grasp from that's negative? And you still want to go and use it and talk about it and say, but I don't mean it like that. But that's the only meaning that you can get from that.
There are many different ways you can say your buddy, your boy.
Absolutely.
You can say buddy, brother. You know, I have people me that know before they say sis. They say that there is no reason to go to the most negative term that you can think of to say to somebody.
Right, and then we become offended when white people saying that, and now. And now with all these fights and with women breaking out, it's because these white women are saying that word, saying, you know, in this, in that, and they feel so comfortable with saying it, but we get offended by it. Why? Because it's like we perpetuate them saying okay by buying their music, promoting their music, all of that. It's the same with the B word. I don't allow nobody to call me that. Seriously? No, I don't even allow somebody in my family to call me that. No. Now, like Brenda said, sometimes when I talk to my sister, she may call and say, hey, heifer, you know, or something to that effect. And I'm going to say, oh, okay, hey, witch, or whatever. That's our thing. So I get what you're saying. But I would never, I'm not going to go to my sister and say, hey, nigga today. I can't do it.
You have some women that go as far as they say, I'm a boss this, I'm a boss that.
When they call themselves the boss B word,
yeah,
that's also ignorant. Yeah, yes.
Now, if you want to call yourself a boss.
A boss? Okay.
I do it sometimes. I ain't going to call myself no boss B. That's just it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So how do we go about changing that mentality?
30 seconds.
Dr. Fight, you got 30 seconds to answer, then we're going to a break.
Okay. What we got to do is all about self-education and fatigue.
Okay.
Not trying to convince others and what to say or how to think. Rather trying to figure out how we use words to mirror that thinking. You gotta understand that words carry a certain power to them. We have the authority with our tongue, heal or to harm. And that happens by the word choice. We gotta educate ourselves on.
Okay, hold that thought. Hold that thought, Dr. Fight.
He got a lot in 30 seconds.
He got a lot in the 30 seconds. You sure did. He got a lot in the 30 seconds.